I liked you better with glasses.
Too bad. I like me better without them.
Hey, pretty fans! Welcome back to the Better with Glasses podcast. I am your host, Vicky Bisalia, and today we are very excited about this bonus episode. We've got Rae DeRosa on the podcast.
Yes, our first interview. Rae DeRosa, of course, played Victoria on The Summer I Turned Pretty, episode
4, Summer Heat, which is, you guys already know this, my favorite episode.
Oh, what a banger.
Oh, it's amazing.
Pomegranate margaritas and,
Fireworks.
throwing the football around the yard, getting twisted as hell on the beach. Can't beat it.
Before we get into the interview.
So, yeah, we had a great conversation with Rae. She was awesome, and we're definitely going to be following her career from now on because she was just such a lovely guest, wasn't she?
She was so sweet. So sweet.
Before we get to it,
yes.
What's your favorite scene that she had in the show?
Ooh.
She's got some bangers.
Oh, yeah. I love, it's got to be the pomegranate margaritas.
And that's the scene that she had the
That was
audition.
The audition. Yeah, that was the audition scene.
So that makes sense. That's her coming out party, you know?
Yeah.
Gets belly all juiced up.
Well, that's for Victoria. That's her claim to fame is the pomegranate margarita. Oh, it was good. What's your favorite?
I mean, that's a classic. You know, the introduction to Victoria is because we're hearing about her and we finally get to see her, and she's obviously a beautiful woman, and she's got the the knockoff Dakota Johnson.
Oh
yeah. So I mean, and they have a great song over top of it, and a little bit of slow motion. So that's a really cool scene too. But
I think she's a great character.
Yeah,
you know,
she is.
Oftentimes when you have a character like that, I don't know if that's what she was thinking when she auditioned for it, but when you're playing the new girlfriend or the drop-in girlfriend, sometimes it can be a little bit too catty and bitchy, and she comes off great. She comes off great. I love the Victoria character. It's very believable, and she's just sweet the entire time.
He got himself a catch.
He did.
Unfortunate that
she's off at her summer retreat now. Wellness retreat.
But we'll let her tell us more about it. Hope you guys enjoy the interview, and I always appreciate you checking out the podcast.
Real quick, guys, before we get to the interview, as always, just want to thank all of the fans, all of the support. More recently, we've had a number of you guys reaching out via the Gmail account, via direct messages on Instagram, and it's been great. It's been great to just hear about your stories and how you fell in love with The Summer I Turned Pretty, how you're resonating with some of the things that I'm saying or our takes on certain things that make you think about other things. So we would love to do a formal mailbag episode. So send in your comments, your questions. It could be about the characters. It could be about our take on certain scenes. It could be predictions for season 2. You can ask Casey any football questions you want. But no, we'd love to hear from you. Direct message on Instagram or betterwithglassespod@gmail.com. Write in, send us your feedback, send us your love, and send us your questions from any of the episodes. Without further ado, Rae DeRosa. All right, pretty fans, this is a bonus episode of Better with Glasses. We have a special guest here today. We are here with Rae DeRosa, who played Victoria on The Summer I Turned Pretty, episode 4, Summer Heat. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
How did it all come about?
It was actually kind of interesting of how I got the part. Was I had auditioned for, I think, 3 other characters on the show before I auditioned for Victoria. And I just gotten my agent a month before. Yeah, so that took a decent bit of a while to actually get my agent because the Atlanta market is so oversaturated. And I was actually on my best friend's bachelorette party when I got the audition. And that was in Mexico. So I was a little bit hungover when I filmed the audition because it was due the day after I got back.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you taped yourself.
Yes, I go to a really great taping studio in Atlanta called the Working Actor Group. And so they taped me and made me look much better than I was feeling that day.
How soon did you hear back?
3 days later. And
Oh,
no
wow.
Zoom, no nothing. Just like 3 days later, they're like, you're pinned. And then I was booked. And then I was crying into my tacos.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. So how'd you hear the agent found the audition?
Yes, they got the audition from a local casting company in Atlanta. And then they just send them off to me. And then normally you just send them in and you never hear anything back. So it was really nice. This was the first project, like real professional project other than commercials that I had ever booked.
So I guess, did you read any of the books? Like, did you have any idea of the kind of the hype around the project or the story at all?
I don't know how I missed them because so many of my friends were like, oh my God, yeah, I read all of those. And I guess I was
Oh,
just,
I was the same way.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was reading Hunger Games and Goosebumps, but yeah,
No, but not the summer I turned pretty.
no, I didn't know a single thing about them. So when I got the audition, I was like, I can either try to cram this whole book in, or I can just go off the vibes. And I went off the vibes.
And worked.
Yeah. So when you were there, I guess it was the one episode. I would say it's my favorite episode. So
Ah,
it's
nice.
sort of yeah. So it's sort of fortuitous, I guess, because that's the one episode where it has everybody, like pretty much everybody in the cast was all there for that shoot. So you got to meet everyone. Got to go down to Wilmington. How was that?
I got so lucky that I was there when the entire cast was in the scenes that I was in. I think that as a really lucky thing because I went down to Wilmington and so I had 5 days before I shot anything of just being in Wilmington.
It's
And
awesome, though.
it was, oh yeah, it was great. Like I was like the beach, sure. But when I got there, I ended up, before I even shot, I think I saw that Rain, who plays Taylor, was in the same hotel as me. So I DM'd her on Instagram and I was like, hi, I'm shooting here too. Can we be friends? So that's how I kind of met everybody. But oh wait, no, that was after I shot my first day. My first day was funny because I'm 25, but when I shot it, I was 23. And I got on set and Sean and Lola both thought that I was like, with the adults because it was kind of like the young kids and the adults.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, please, I'm your age. Please be my friend. I don't know anybody here. The adults are amazing, but
It's kind of funny because you're like some of the actors are playing younger and you're playing a little bit older, so it's easy to mix up.
yeah, I was like, I saw it was 27. I'm like, that's not too bad. But then I'm there and Gavin and Chris are my age playing much younger. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they're playing like 17-year-old boys.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'm 27. Now, there's anything wrong with being 27, but
Were there any like fun stories from set?
yeah, definitely. It was actually, I was there around this time last year because it was Gavin's birthday, which we kind of all hung out at Lila's house because her family lived in Wilmington. So we all hung out there and we had a little birthday party for Gavin. And we like went out on Lila's boat and went water skiing, which I had never done before. So that was very exciting.
How'd you do?
I got up and I am proud of that. I got up, good enough for me. Yeah, it was a really lucky experience. I got to hang out with everybody.
Did you have a big party when the show finally came out?
Not quite, because half of the cast, like, the main folks, they were in at the premiere at New York. And I lived in Atlanta. Lila was in Wilmington. We were all pretty scattered, but we still, like, in the group message, we're like congratulating everybody.
Did you watch it as soon as it came out?
So I thought it was going to come out like the next day. It was supposed to come out the next day, and I was sitting at my house with my boyfriend, and I like just had a weird feeling, and I was like, I'm just going to check real quick, and I go to check the TV, and it's on there, and I just start full panicking, and he's making dinner. I'm like, stop making dinner right now, and we watched it, and I was on the ground, kind of panicking.
So it was obviously a very successful show. Have you noticed a difference in like people reaching out to you, noticing you, like, oh, you were in that show?
The funny thing is, no one's recognized me in person, but when I tell them, they're like, "Oh yeah, that was it." But I think I look pretty different on the show because I've like got my makeup and my hair up and my little pretty dress. But it's been really nice for on Instagram. I really didn't figure that anybody would really know my character. You know, you never know how big something's going to be when you book it. So I even joked with David, who plays Cam. I was like, "You guys are all going to get fan pages. You have to make one for me so that I can have a fan page too." But there's a good couple Instagrams that are just so sweet and supportive. I would have never expected it, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, we've seen with this podcast, like the fan base is very, very supportive.
It's so great. It's such a special thing that like all these people can get behind, and people that have, you know, young kids, and then people that have read this growing up. It's just been crazy the amount of even my friends that are like, "Oh yeah, I read all of those books," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Where's I?"
Any chance for a Victoria return?
I don't think so.
No.
We're joking. We're like, we need to make a movement, but they're pretty deep into filming season 2. So she went off to her wellness retreat.
If there's any other projects, we'll definitely be supporting those, though.
Oh, thank you. I might have you never know with the smaller roles if they're gonna cut your part or not, but I might
Mhm.
have a small part on Tell Me Lies, which actually comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
But I
wow.
Whoa.
could get cut. But
Yeah.
We'll look for it. We'll definitely look for it. Did you watch all of season 1,
so
or did you kind of go in and watch your episode?
so I definitely watched my episode first. I was like, I need to know exactly.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because I remember the slow mo. They filmed something in slow motion. I'm like, oh God, I need to see that.
What's your entrance, right?
Yeah, when I watched it, that's when I was on the ground because I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. But I watched that first, and then I watched about the first 5 episodes, and then I was like, because I read halfway through the book, and then I guess I got busy and I stopped. So I wanted to finish the first book before I watched the last 2 episodes. So I just recently, like on the plane, finished the last book. So now, once I get settled in my apartment and I'm like ready to cry, I'm gonna watch the last 2 episodes.
Sounds great.
Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled for Tell Me Lies, and hopefully we see you on there.
I'm very hopeful. If not, I'm like I still had the cool experience. So
Thank you so much for jumping on with us today,
Yeah.
Rae. We really appreciate it.
thank you so much. It was so great meeting you guys.
Great meeting you too. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you.